There's nothing that I love more than being busy. Having a jam packed schedule and no time to myself is my favorite. Maybe it's because I constantly have thoughts swarming my brain. I overthink every little thing and it feels like I never rest. So, when I am busy, I'm only focused on what I'm doing, not on what everyone thinks about what I'm doing, not on the next TV show I should binge, not on social media wishing to be something else. Being busy is calming for me, while for others, it can represent pure chaos. In March 2020, the world shut down. Suddenly, I was no longer busy. I had all the time in the world, and it killed me. It killed me because now I had to deal with my thoughts. It killed me because now, what would I do to distract myself? It killed me because I could no longer drive around aimlessly and end up doing something I had no plan of doing. It killed me because I felt like I wasn't me anymore. I had always self identified as an overachiever. I love to go above and beyond and impress people with how I do so much. But having nothing to do anymore, I felt as though my life had no purpose. It's a bit dramatic, I know, but I found comfort in the chaos my life once was. For many, the start of the pandemic was a start to a new life. Even though we were forced to stay inside, people found ways to fill the time. There was whipped coffee, bread recipes, and memes all over the internet. As someone who's an avid internet user, it felt like there was everything and nothing going on at the same time. I usually don't have trouble getting off of my phone, but when the only thing you can do is be on your phone, it's easy to get used to that. So, for the first month or so, I kept trying to distract myself, to find any way to fill my time that was not on my phone. Sometimes schoolwork, sometimes painting, sometimes preparing for college, anything. When the school year was ending, I started to panic. This was the first summer I wasn't doing any school, and my last summer before I started college. I could only think of one thing to do, and that was to live. I chose to make the best of my last few months as a teenager with no responsibilities. I spent time in nature, with family, and I started to see the world in a different perspective. I realized that I'm not living my life unless I'm doing things that will benefit me and make me happy. Even if it's as simple as a face mask and binge watching a TV show, I was finally able to take time for myself. I had struggled a lot in the past with being by myself because I couldn't deal with the thoughts in my head. What I didn't realize at the time was that being busy, while it was something I enjoyed, was like a double edged sword. Being busy distracted me from the one thing I should always be paying attention to: my mental health and overall well being. The pandemic forced me to take a necessary step back. School and work are not everything. Extracurriculars are not everything. Nothing really matters because it can all be gone in a second. But the one thing that would never leave me no matter what? Me. So I took the time to pick up new hobbies, like embroidering. I took the time to sit and do puzzles, my favorite kind of challenge. I was finally just doing me. I wasn't trying to finish something to add to my resume, but instead I was making memories with my loved ones and enjoying existing with no responsibilities. I discovered a whole new part of myself that I never would have if I wasn't forced to. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Now, this is not to say that I won't go back to being busy and filling my schedule to the brim, but now I will be sure to schedule time to do things that bring me peace. The pandemic taught us a lot of things, but I think the most important thing that it taught me: it's okay not to do anything.